Master P, that's right, the ice cream man, beefing with his son, Romeo. Apparently, this all started with Master P making a post about DJ Twitch's untimely demise. So he's saying, rip to the one and only dancing DJ Twitch. Salute to Snoop Dogg for celebrating him. These are crazy times we're living in, and you can be smiling one day and gone the next. Life is too short, and appreciate your loved ones. So this is Romeo's response. Romeo said, today was my boiling point. I seen a man avoid his own children's struggle with suicide and depression, but post another man who passed away today and he doesn't even know. Y'all individuals are lost. Better stop following the blind and watch what's revealed. Romeo followed up with a poem, right? And I'm going to read a little bit of it. It's kind of lengthy, but you guys are going to get the point. So why do you want to be patted on the back so badly for doing good when as a God-fearing man and women we are supposed to do that? Why do you feel the need to promote and hold the product on every interview just to validate your worth? Don't the people see it? How is the media one day your best friend and the next liars? The poem has a reoccurring theme. It's why do you need all this attention if you're doing right? Why do you need to be seen if you're doing good? You guys kind of get the hint. Let me follow it up just a little bit more. This is Master P's response. This new generation of kids needs to stop blaming their parents for everything. How do you think they got to where they were without their parents making sacrifices for them? Mental illness is real, and so many families are tragically affected by it, especially when there is added trauma like death of a loved one. So just in case you guys aren't familiar, a couple months ago, Master P's daughter, Romeo's sister, passed away from a drug overdose. I believe it was fentanyl. So we're going to jump to Master P video, Master P's response to this.
I got to get out of character and put this on the internet, which I don't want to do. But I try to call my son. People say, why you call? I did. He don't call back. It's been months. The only reason I entertain this on social media, I thought that was about the DJ Twitch post I put up. And I thought it was about my daughter's death. I thought you was grieving. Mental illness is real. But I want to tell all the people out there that just don't understand how bad my heart hurt. Romeo lost a sister, but I lost a daughter. The saddest thing about this is what the people want to see. They want to see destruction. So if you destroy me, what are you going to do for the rest of the family? Are you going to take care? You told me on the post that you put up, oh, you go take care of people in the community. That's what you're supposed to do when you come from that. You go help people. I'm just not helping ungrateful people. I'm not an ATM machine. I love my family. My door is always open for my son. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. I'm apologizing to you if I'm wrong. Everybody go through trauma. I'm dealing with this right now, but I love going out into the community and helping people. That's the way I heal. Allow me to heal. I don't have to be sitting around moaning and crying and all. I can't get my daughter back. I'm at peace now. I had to speak my piece.
So what's your opinion on the situation?
So my overall opinion about the situation is that first of all, it's sad. I've always it's funny. You don't know this because it's never come up, but I've always liked the perceived relationship of Romeo and his dad.
Me too.
Oh, you have. It's always seemed like they were close. They had a healthy relationship.
Super respectful.
A lot of respect.
I had a figure like Master P in my life where I seen he did so much for people.
So I always like to see that. It seems like Master P is a stand-up guy. I've always gotten a good impression from Master P. And from Romeo. Romeo seems like he has his head on straight. He's a good dude. So to see this play out online is kind of...
depressing.
I won't say depressing, disappointing. I'm not that invested in it personally, but it's just unfortunate to see a black family go through it, or just any family in general. So that's point one. Point two is that there's two different storylines going on here. One is the mental health situation, which I don't know enough of the details to say that Romeo has a point, but if his father hasn't said much about his sister's passing and he's talking about all these things related to Twitch, rest in peace, I can see why Romeo might be a little bit upset about that. At the same time, everyone grieves differently. So maybe Master P is not really saying much about it because that's how he's grieving. Speaking to the other theme of the situation is the financial piece of it, which I read an article on it. It seems as though Romeo is saying he's never received his portion from Rap Snacks. But you have to keep in mind that Romeo may be looking at it in a way that is, I won't say entitled, but I'm sure Romeo knows about business. But if he's been kept from the financials of the business and the contracts, I can see why he's upset. But from what I read, he said that his father told him when they started Rap Snacks that it was a partner, or that they were in it together. I'm guessing that means partnership. And that if the company was to be sold, Romeo would get his portion. Romeo's saying he's not been paid. Here's the thing. What it sounds like to me is that
He's an investor.
Romeo has equity in the company. Like he's a silent investor almost. Just because you have equity in the company doesn't mean you're receiving a salary from that company or you're receiving royalties from any products from a company. It may be the case that Romeo has 20%, 30%, whatever percent equity, and if that company was to be sold or part of it to be sold, he would get compensated at that point from however much his shares would be worth. The other side of it is he's saying that the company has used his likeness and his celebrity to boost sales, and so he's entitled to compensation. But again, if that's not what the documents say, it's not what the documents say. At the same time, when the company was started, he was a kid, so he really didn't have much. He couldn't negotiate as a child. So that's where it kind of gets tricky having a child star, because when they're children, when they're minors, their parents really have all the leverage to make the decisions. If it comes out that Master P said, hey, Romeo, you're going to get a check from this, then, oh, that's terrible. But if he was like, oh, you got equity in this, it's my company, you have equity as my son, I'm giving you equity, especially because we're going to use your name on one of the chip bags. He's not due his money till the company sells or whatever the terms of the contract stated. So
I grew up with Romeo way back in the day, Romeo had the TV show, he had the music videos, and just like you, I had such a great respect for the relationship, and that's why I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaning towards Romeo, and the reason why I'm saying this is that Romeo, for how many years, has been like, whatever his dad says, all right, yep, sure, yep, okay, dad, yep, sure, okay, dad, about almost everything, and then all of a sudden something happens, and we're looking at, right now, a lot of people are looking at, I think, Romeo disrespectfully, like he's 50 Cent's son, where basically 50 Cent's son really wasn't doing anything, whereas Romeo was the forefront of a lot of Master P's stuff. This seems to me it's more of an emotional issue, because the first thing that he mentioned was that his father showed compassion for other people and not for him and not for his family. So I think that's what makes this situation so difficult, is that it's an emotional issue, it's a family issue, it's something that should definitely not be discussed online. But we're all people, and your emotions get the best of you. And I think that's what happened in this situation. Romeo saw something, it triggered him. He just went off of it. And I think that made him just throw in rap snacks and everything else that went along with it. Is Master P 110% wrong in this situation? I don't think so. Because if it wasn't for Master P, let's be honest, Romeo wouldn't be in the situation. But that doesn't mean that if you're with a business partner, you have a business partner, you inform them of everything. If you do business the correct way. So, I mean, that's my opinion on it.
All around, it's unfortunate. Like I said,
It's depressing, man. It's sad.
But I do think they'll work it out. They seem like they're level-headed people.
Yeah, I think out of everybody's family, like out of all the celebrity families I've ever seen, Master P's family seems like the ones that's most put together. And to me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, it's a crack or in the record or whatever. But if Romeo's a respectful guy, though, to be honest with
you. He really is. Shout out to Master P, because it says a lot to have your parent in your corner when you're a child star, which is partly why Romeo is such a level-headed person now.
Mac Miller recently passing and Demi Lovato's overdose. Many young artists may be silently struggling. How did you avoid these pitfalls?
Yeah, first off, shout out to my parents, shout out to my pops, Master P.
Yeah.
That definitely helped.
Good parents.
Having strong parents in your life definitely helped.
I hope they work it out.
I have no worries about this. Worst case scenario will be another week of them going at each other. But needless to say, this has been bad decisions. Romeo made a bad decision airing his dad out. Maybe his dad made a bad financial decision.
Maybe.
Who knows? But you'll find out in the next episode of Bad Decisions. So like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you want us to review next.